So Monster Hunter just announced that we are getting Defender gear in Monster Hunter Rise with the update version 3.9, and that's scheduled to release next Thursday, February the 24th. So if you're not really familiar with Defender gear, it's basically extremely powerful gear that's meant to help new players come through and beat the campaign as quickly as possible. And the idea behind this is that they want to be ready for Sunbreak when it comes out this summer. Now there's a lot of pros and cons to using Defender gear, but ultimately the decision is going to be up to the player themselves if they want to use it or not. So what we're going to talk about in this video, we're going to talk about what we know about this gear, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the impact that this is going to have on the community. In the video, they show us the Defender Longsword, and we can see that with the Rarity 1 Defender Longsword, it has 110 attack power, no affinity, a decent amount of green sharpness, and the Rarity 2 Blade, which you upgrade to probably somewhere around Village 4-star or maybe HR 3, is going to have 150 attack power and even more green sharpness. So both these weapons come with a defensive bonus of 30, and it looks like to upgrade from Rarity 1 to Rarity 2 you only need a single bone. So it's really going to be gated based on your progress in the game, how far into the village you are, or what rank you are. Now what's not clear at present is, can these Defender weapons go above Rarity 2? So what they showed us in the video, they showed us the Rarity 1 weapon connecting to the Rarity 2, and then the line just stops. Now we need to keep in mind what we're seeing is not necessarily exactly what's going to be coming out. There could be Rarity 3, 4, 5 Defender weapons, but they're not showing that to us as yet. All we know for sure is that there's going to be a Rarity 1 and a Rarity 2. With the weapons, we're also getting an armor set. Now the armor set is going to be called the Black Belt Armor Set, and here's what we know about it so far. It has higher defense than the Guild Cross Armor Set, which a lot of people said, hey, that already was too much to give people in the beginning of the game. But it comes with some skills that are combat related. Now the Guild Cross Armor Set did not have combat skills. This Black Belt Armor Set will have combat skills. Based on the video that they released, we can see that it is going to have the Recovery Up skill. That means that when you drink a potion, you're going to regain more health. We can see it's going to have the Earplug skill, which is going to lessen the effects of roars from enemy monsters. And it looks like it's got attack boost. They're kind of hinting that attack boost is going to be there. And they also said kind of etc. So we don't really know what etc is going to mean, but it looks like we're going to have more than just those 3 skills. Obviously, this is extremely powerful gear, especially for new characters. One thing that I like that they did is that you have to go and manually download this gear from Sinri the Male Cat. When I was playing Monster Hunter World, I started after Iceborne had already come out. And as soon as you load in that game, you already have the super powerful armor, super powerful weapons. Basically, you're just crazy strong. And I started playing the game that way, not realizing that I was using these DLC add-ons that made me so much stronger. I ran into a problem a little bit into a game. You encounter an Anjanath, and the game tells you, hey, you're supposed to run from it. And I was like, well, let's see how strong I am. Let's see what I'm doing, because so far nothing's really hurt me at all. So I fight the Anjanath, I kill the Anjanath, and I didn't realize that really you were supposed to be beaten in that fight if you tried to fight. You were supposed to be chased away by the Anjanath. And I basically went through all of Monster Hunter World and got to Iceborne with this gear on. And I was just crazy powerful the entire time, and I never really properly learned the way to play until I got really far into Iceborne. And I do think that did rob me quite a bit of the experience of playing the base game of Monster Hunter World. I think that set me up for a much harder learning curve when I got to Iceborne, and suddenly things were much more powerful. I was able to push through, I was able to persevere, but I think a lot of people, that sudden shock when they're going to get to Sunbreak might be enough to make them quit the game. So I do think that this gear has its use. It's going to be great for people who, let's say, were on the Nintendo Switch and now they want to get Sunbreak on the PC. Well, they don't want to go through grinding and getting all their gear and going all the way through and clearing Narwa. For these people, this is fantastic gear. They can download it, they can put it on, and they can probably get through Narwa even without knowing how to speedrun this game, maybe in 8 to 10 hours. I have done Narwa % speedruns in this game. It does take a considerable amount of time. And that's another group that I want to talk about, is that this armor is going to have an impact on the speedrunning community. So right now it looks like somebody was actually able to take a new character and beat Narwa with this new character in around 5.5 hours. And that is absolutely incredible. If you watch the run, it was done by TK Moss, look it up on YouTube. It's just amazing. It's a work of art. But when you see that run and now you think, oh, you don't have to farm for these weapons. You're going to be able to get more powerful weapons without that farming time. You're going to have armor that's going to give you all these combat abilities, these combat boosts. You know that time's going to be cut down even further, maybe 4 hours as soon as this comes out. I'm gonna find out. My wife and I, we speedrun this game. We're gonna speedrun this game the day that it comes out. We're gonna do an hour percent on her Twitch stream, twitch.tv/nigiri21sushi. The link will be in the video description. And we're gonna see how long it takes for us to beat the game with this new gear. But I think it's overall going to be a good thing. I really hope Capcom learns a little bit about the culture shock for people who had this gear on in World and then went into Iceport and suddenly just got destroyed. I think Capcom needs to be more upfront with them. It needs to explain to them, hey, this is very powerful gear. You're not going to get the proper game experience. And we really don't have any assurances that that is going to happen yet. I would love to see that. I would love to see some sort of indicator that that's going to happen. But as for this gear, I believe this gear has its use. I believe this gear has its purpose. As somebody who speedruns this game, I think this gear is going to make my life a lot more fun. But we need to be careful that as new people are coming in, we don't give them the wrong mindset about what Monster Hunter is. We don't want them to think it's just an easy hack and slash game. Then when they get to Master Rank, suddenly, oh, I don't like this game. Or maybe they wanted that challenge, and then as they're progressing through the base game, they're like, this is too easy, this is too boring, and then they quit. So I think there just needs to be a good warning system. But overall, I think this is a good move. I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.